Water supply in parts of Gauteng will be affected from next Monday when bulk water supplier Rand Water shuts down supply for 54 hours. It says it will be working on its pipe that supplies its Vereeniging water purification plant. The 54-hour shutdown will begin from 5 a.m. next Monday. Joburg Water's External Communications Officer, Eleanor Mavimbela, is on the line. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. Talk to us about what brought about the need to work on the water supply.
Sorry, I missed that the line is very bad. Can I ask you just repeat the question?
No worries. Talk to us about why there's a need to work on the water supply.
Okay, so Rand Water gave us a notice as one of their customers, Johannesburg Water, that they will be working, doing some maintenance on the raw water pipe that supplies the Vereeniging water purification plant. That in turn then affects the supply of water that they're going to be sending into the Economic pump station that feeds south of Johannesburg and northern and western areas as well as Johannesburg CBD.
54 hours seems excessive. Why so long?
Well, Rand Water has indicated that the amount of work needed to do the maintenance is quite it's going to take a lot of time. They've indicated that because of the size of the pipe and because of the amount of work in terms of firstly draining the water from the system to be able to start the maintenance will take a length amount of time. But residents should also know that this does not mean that it's going to be a total shutdown. There will still be water coming into the Johannesburg water system. We'll still be supplying water. It's just at a reduced rate.
All right, so staying with that issue, is it not possible to have the repairs or the bulk of the repairs done at night and then perhaps stagger them as well?
Remember, with regards to with this kind of maintenance work and also doing working with pipes and water, it becomes very difficult and to work at night with no natural light. So you need as much natural light as possible to be able to do the work with regards to pipes and joining pipes and doing maintenance work. Well, that's the experience that we have on Johannesburg water side. So I think that Rand Water would also want to be able to use as much natural light and to be able to do the maintenance work properly to ensure that the work is done and in as quickly as it is possible.
All right, the areas that will be affected seem quite widespread. Give us more of a sense of what will be affected.
Okay, so as indicated earlier, it's mostly south of Joburg, northern and western areas, and central CBD. So we're looking at areas in your Roodepoort and Randburg areas. We're looking at areas in your South Bay and Langlaagte areas, as well as Soweto areas and central CBD. Residents can get a comprehensive list of areas that will be affected on our social media pages. On Twitter, we are at JHB Water. On Facebook, it's Johannesburg Water. And they can also log on to our website, it's johannesburgwater.co.za, to get a comprehensive list of areas that we anticipate will be affected by this outage.
All right, for consumers watching, is there a risk of damage to things like geysers and appliances? And if so, what can they do to avoid the damage?
We don't anticipate that there should be. As I've indicated earlier, they will still be supplying water. It's just at a reduced rate. So what we're asking residents is to work with us in terms of reducing their usage for the duration of the interruption, so that the impact on our customers is not as big as it could be if the demand does not go down. So there will still be water in the system. That's why we don't anticipate that there will be damage to the residents' geysers and so forth.
Okay, just help me understand, when these interruptions are taking place in these different areas, is it going to be for a set time and the same time for everybody else, or is it different times, one? And two, you've also said that there will be stationary and roaming water tanks made available. What areas will this be in?
Okay, so the interruption, Rand Water has indicated that the interruption on their side will start at 5 a.m. So there will still be water in the system. Our storage capacity is big enough to be able to supply residents with water. But that's why we're asking residents to reduce their demand on the system, so that the water that we have in our storage capacity can be able to outlast the interruption. Also, we do have stationary tankers and mobile tankers that we will be rolling out to affected areas as and when needed, and we will be sending out the list of where residents can find those tankers if need be on our social media pages. We will be updating our media statements and sending them out as we get information on the ground as to what is happening on the ground, where water tankers need to be. So we will be keeping a close eye on the situation. We will be assisting residents as much as possible in terms of alternative water supply, and they must just stay on our social media pages. We'll be updating as we receive information from Rainwater on the interruption.
Eleanor Mavimbela, thanks so much for your time and insight into the 54-hour cuts and water shortages in Gauteng from next week.